No. No, my parents dragged me by the ear to church basically every Sunday. There would be days that I tried to lock myself in my bedroom so I wouldn't have to go to church, and it didn't work. But I was not always interested in my faith. It was something that happened after confirmation, actually. Oh, I can't just pick St. Edward, like, my parish and my name. Um, you know what? He is a good saint, though. So I'm going to go with St. Edward because, he was like in England, and he wouldn't become king of England unless the government helped the church. And so, he helped strengthen the church in England and, became a saint because of it. So he was a cool guy and not really, he was humble, I guess is what I was going to say. He was humble and it's cool. When I found myself in the classes teaching the junior high kids, it was like all this knowledge that I had learned throughout all the years, I finally started to feel it. I started to believe it rather than just letting it be head knowledge and just letting it sit there and collect dust in my head. I started to use it. I started to believe it at a deeper level than just something that happened to some guy 2,000 years ago. And I began to question things, and I began to research them and find out more, just because I was teaching, and these little kids were asking these questions that I had never asked in my life. And so they made me learn my faith at a deeper level, and that's really where I began to love the faith, I think. It was kind of a bumpy, hilly type discernment process. And as I got closer and closer to applying, I found it becoming a bit smoother. It became easier because I found that I really was happy with the decision I was making to come to seminary and to try. And I realized I'm not going to be ordained the first day I'm in there. They're going to make sure that this is for me. They're not just going to say, okay, you want to do this? Go ahead, do it. And that was also a big sigh of relief, is, realizing, wait a minute, I'm still discerning, well, when I'm in there, but I want to do this because I think this is for me. And really, it wasn't horrible, except for when I told my parents, 6 months before I entered seminary. That was a bad idea. I don't know. I've always loved helping and serving the people around me. And I know that's only like one fraction of what priests do, but I've fallen in love with the Mass as well. And if I could be like any saint there ever was, I would want to be like Saint Andrew. I'm changing my answer, Saint Andrew, because he didn't do much in Scripture. He was one of the 12 apostles, but he introduced Simon at the time to Jesus, and Simon became Peter, and Peter became the Pope. And Andrew really just introduced him. He said, this is Jesus. This is this awesome guy. I want to be like that for people. I want to be like, this is Jesus. He's awesome. He's like our God. And he can help you through your troubles. And then let Jesus and God do what he needs to do for that person to live a beautiful life. A beacon to the people. To be someone who lives their life and people can look at them and say, I want to be like them because they're living like Jesus did. Serving the people is important for me, and I think that it should be for a lot of the priests, because especially if you're a pastor, you're seen as the leader of the parish, but the leader is there to serve the people, not the other way around. Priests should not be like kings at a parish. They should be there to help the people through whatever they need, and love the people. Love is very big. That you need to be able to see Jesus in the parishioners. And I realize now that I'm setting myself up because I'm going to be a priest hopefully, and I've just said all these awesome things that I'm supposed to be. So I'm going to stop there before I get my foot too far in my mouth.